So I'm curious, like just looking back at your body of work
Yeah.
over time, how have you seen yourself progress into the person that you are today?
I like the image of when I started drawing, and I started quite early, um, and the younger I was, how older the people I was drawing were. So I mean, I was when I was about 10. I made a lot of looking in magazines trying to find photographs because I didn't work by mind. I had to find the images, but I was searching and looking for images with very, 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 very old people, wrinkled and things, and I love that. And now that I start to get wrinkled and old, I make younger people. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like a circle. So
You got kind of a Benjamin Button thing going on there.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And in the beginning, it was black and white, and now it's colored. But my hair is
Hmm.
becoming black and white. So, yeah, I think there is something very strange about that. And yeah, that's my own progress. I mean, it's so completely different. But I think the most important thing is try to find the self confidence you need to try to be what you feel you could be, or what you are.
Hmm.
So
Is that
what
you when you talk about the self-confidence thing, is that you kind of talking to your younger self?
uh yes, I think that my first part of my life was you cannot be an artist. It's not authorized. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
By society, parents, family, etc. You cannot. So it can come to a point when it's very, very hard, because when you are young and younger, I mean, things are very intense. And so there is a question of I had to really survive and to hide myself. So you have to be self-confident enough to say, no, you are right. You have the right to think what you think,
Hmm.
even if it's not what generally people say or do or think. So you need quite a lot of self-confidence, because then you can only live if you can put it not only in yourself,
Hmm.
it has to exist. So voilà, that's what I call self-confidence. It's right to be able to say, no, you are right to think what you think and to do what you want to do because you think it's good. Of course,
Yeah.
I still believe you need to put, of course, in the sense because it's good. It's not crazy or bad or harmful for the other people. It's good for yourself, but it's also good for the rest of the people, I think.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we all you have to. I think at the one point you need to be yourself, and it starts by be respectful for your parents, what they give or not give, but you have to make your own life. And before a bird can fly, he has to be self-confident enough to say, I can fly. I mean,
Hmm.
if he doesn't feel that he can do it, he won't do it.
Hmm.
So, but for the human beings, it's the same. But
Hmm.
the society is quite difficult. The tree is
Yeah.
quite high, and there is a lot of trouble and a lot of wind and a lot of this and this.
Hmm.
Before you jump, it's you have to be self-confident enough.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think yeah, it's always good to examine our own narratives, certain things that we tell ourselves on a daily
Mhm.
basis, and to think, is this a secondhand value? Is this something that my parents
Mhm.
told me and then I believed in, but it's
Mhm.
actually not not even something that are my like actual thoughts? Is it,
Mhm.
so I think it's always good to examine those things, right? And so I'm curious, like when you were young and you went to architecture school and university,
Mhm.
was that a decision that you made because of something that your parents told you, or was that something that you actually wanted to do at that time?
No, that was not my decision. But that's always the same problem. It's quite complicated because it are the same parents that told me you cannot be an artist and that give me the gift to make it possible to be an artist. So that's where you can see that it depends of yourself and not of your parents. So my parents give me a lot of things, and they didn't give me a lot of things. But I think
Yeah.
as all the parents, it's just at the moment, at the point you can, if you can say maybe, well, listen, I think they have done what the best they could, or what they thought it was the best. It didn't correspond to what I feel or what I wanted to be. Then you need to work on yourself, try to be yourself. But I can see what we told just a few minutes ago. Uh, I didn't want to be an architect, but maybe it brought me something. I never built a house, but maybe it helped me to do my work better in my painting. So there is no one way of things. There is always different ways, and there is always, I think, a good way
Hmm.
to try to do or understand, and voila. I'm not sure if I had decided, because I wanted to be an artist or a musician. I'm not sure that if I had studied those arts, I would have been still practicing today. You will never know, because
Yeah.
voila, it's just, you just have one life. Actually, you have your own life. So I don't know. It's not my decision, but it's not important. One day, if you take the decision to say, I want to be myself, and that can be a long decision or a decision that takes quite a long time, I think it's yeah, it's good. It's important. And
Hmm.
no matter if your parents did good or wrong, or what you think is good or wrong, or it could have been better. I mean, I'm a father. I'm not sure I'm the best father. Yeah, no, I'm sure I'm the best father in what I think is a good father. But that doesn't mean I'm right, you know?
Yeah.
So voila. But I have the feeling I've done my best. So I can talk about things, you know. You can
Yeah.
try to explain and try to justify, or if it's needed. But good and bad is also a very strange notion. Huh?
Hmm.
Notions of good and bad.
Well, good. Yeah, good and bad are relative in a lot of ways. And I brought this. He's a his name's Dr. Hoffman, and he runs this the integrative. I believe it's the
Mhm.
integrative medicine
Yeah,
practice.
yeah,
And he was talking about that no what I was talking about to him was that no experience is a wasted experience. Like every experience in your life has some sort of meaning. So I think if you can
yes.
view life from that lens, that
Mhm.
every experience, good and bad, has meaning, then you don't really see necessarily like good and bad scenarios anymore. They just
Mhm.
kind of blend together because they have a purpose
Of course,
to
I
to
think
shape you.
yes, but also I think everything is linked. Something doesn't happen or arrive alone. I mean, there is always some. There are the things that you see. There are the things that you believe, but it's much more than that. You just can see a small part of it, or you can just hear or feel a small. You know, if you walk in the street, and you can walk in the same street for 10 years, and then suddenly, and nothing changed in the street, but suddenly one day you see something you've never seen. You say, how is that possible? I mean, I'm walking on that road for 10 years, I never saw that, but it's still, it exists for 100 years maybe. So that means that you were not able to see it. So things exist. You just have to try to be open enough to see it. That doesn't mean that have to be open for everything. It's impossible. You have to be somewhere concentrated. But just to say that the things that happen can contain things that you don't understand immediately, or that you can see, or that you can understand, that with the time, at one point, maybe it's an answer to to something that will
Hmm.
be not at that moment, but later.